I give it all. All that I got will never stop. I give it all. Straight to the top, will never stop. I give it all. All that I have, I let it be. Cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. Yeah, all that I got, I give it everything. They lost the plot, they think I'm menacing. They wanna talk, but I ain't settling. Circle is tight, feeling like better rings. Whole lot of globetrotter, man, they don't know nada. Bro, gotta show something to me and go harder. So proper, nah, not that, we sure gotta give it all raw now, like God got us. All that I got will never stop. I give it all. Straight to the top, will never fly. I give it all. Come on, you rock that.
A conference clash goes down tonight in the SBC Bay Division, where All-Ohioan Julian Washington and the undefeated Polar Bears of Margaretta take on sensational freshman Jackson Hall and the Willard Flashes. Pre-game coverage and your opening tip-off, all on the way, live and free. Next.
Show every Wednesday night here on the OH Report. Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services: restorative dentistry, dental implants, root canal therapy, Invisalign, teeth whitening, cosmetic dentistry, dentures and partial dentures, Botox, and much, much more.
We're currently accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant.
It's your Ebert's Dental Group pregame show as we welcome you inside of the fabulous Haas. Brian Skoronsky here alongside my sidekick tonight, Joe Baylog. And I think we've got a pretty intriguing matchup, a traditional power in Willard and a rising program in Margaretta. These two teams have played in some classic battles the last couple of years, and even though the Polar Bears come in undefeated, I think Willard's certainly going to give them their best shot.
Well, I think as I mentioned to you before we came on air, Brian, you're not going to have a staff at Willard with Joe Betty. They do a better job of preparing their team. So even though this really looks like a mismatch here on paper to start this basketball game, I'm going to guarantee you that Willard put a lot of time in as far as film watching, scouting report, and trying to prepare to take away the strengths of this Margaretta basketball team, which is going to be difficult to do because it's not just one strength. They've got multiple guys that can score, and they've got multiple ways that they can score offensively. So interesting matchup here on a Friday, cold Friday night in January.
It has been anything but cold, though, for Margaretta so far this season. They've been eating up the competition here at the midway point of the season. Really not many weaknesses like you just detailed. Now they're a veteran squad.
Is to try to keep this basketball game, close as they go into the fourth quarter. I mean, the goal would be that you'd like to be within 10 in that fourth quarter, then maybe kind of see if, something goofy can happen because you mentioned there's a lot of tradition here in this gymnasium, and there's been a lot of great basketball games, and there's been games that Willard is not supposed to win that they've come out of here with a victory. So we'll see what the Flashes can do tonight.
They're going to have to try to contend with one of the most exciting players I've seen the last couple of seasons, Julian Washington, now in his junior season. He's got D1 school starting to line up. I saw Kent State is the most recent to give him an offer. He's just a pure athlete. He's a hooper all the way, a great slasher, and he's just tough on both ends of the floor. He's really locked in and dedicated to the little details, I'm told by his coaching staff here on defense now this year.
Well, and you expect a player like him, if he's going to be able to play it every year, and I think, he's stepped his game up from his sophomore season to his junior season. I think as we take a look at his stats here, one of the most impressive things, shooting 53% from three-point range. That's outstanding, especially a player, he's like 6'3", 6'4". That's outstanding.
Yeah, and especially 11 games into the year, and Willard too, Margaretta as a team, 44% from downtown. I mean, that's a very impressive number at this time of the season.
It really forces you to have to stretch your defense, and then so many other things can open up also.
Everybody up on their feet here in the Haas as we get ready to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. We'll now step aside for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. So the table is set, and it's now time for the main course. Willard versus Margaretta about to tip off here in just a couple of minutes. And for the home team, not quite what they've been here the last couple of seasons, Joe, but really still trying to figure out life after graduating. The bulk of their scoring with Robinson and, of course, an all-time great and Max Dawson from last year. Had a couple of kids not come out for the team this year. So they've lost 5 of their last 6, but they've been right on the doorstep. They've been within striking distance in most of those losses so far this season. So figuring out these choppy waters, but like you mentioned with the coaching staff here, they'll get this ship turned around.
And that sometimes is the difference, is just the ability to win some of those close games, especially if your team that doesn't have a lot of experience, and they don't have a lot of experience coming into this season. you win one or two of those games, and then you kind of can feel really good. Now you're in a situation where maybe you've lost two of those three, and you get to that situation, and the confidence just isn't quite there. So, they do a great job, as we mentioned. We'll see how they respond tonight after a tough loss on Tuesday night to Ontario.
Got a great performance, though, from a freshman in that game, Jackson Hall. With the revamped roster, he's really been getting a lot of opportunities. He's been making the most of them so far. After a slow start to the season, his numbers weren't great in the first couple of weeks. He's now become their leading scorer over about the last month.
Yeah, he's really stepped up. He had a great game on Tuesday night. I think he had like 23 points against Ontario. It just played really a very good all-around basketball game. And they'll need that kind of a performance out of him tonight. But that's a lot of pressure to put on a young freshman. It's a little bit different when you're expecting a guy maybe like last year that Max Dawson, you said, hey, he's got to get his. For a freshman that have to get his, that puts a little bit more pressure on him.
Now jumping to our keys to victory, brought to you by Ebert Dental Group. For Willard, I think it's pretty easy. You just got to handle the pressure. When I saw Margaretta at the Holiday Hoopla against Johnstown Monroe, after makes, they're very aggressive when they get up in that full court trap, Joe, and they can just eat you alive how quickly they can score. So just keep your composure, handle some of that pressure, they'll be fine.
Yeah, and that's easier said than done.
For sure.
I mean, so that's going to be a key. And then my key is that, Willard's just going to have to limit the number of possessions that Margaretta has. So I think you'll see Willard, they'll take advantage if they can get layups against that pressure. Defense maybe have to defend for 20 to 30 seconds and just really look to get a good shot so that it doesn't become a track meet up and down the floor.
And on the other side, for the 11-0 Margaretta Polar Bears, looking to get to 12-0 and sweep their first round in the SBC Bay Division. Kind of the opposite of what I said against Willard. Get those transition points. When you suffocate on defense after a made basket and you get up, cash in some defensive opportunities into some offense, Joe, and if they can run up and down the floor, they can put your lights out in a hurry.
And mine's really similar, speed up tempo. And how do you speed up tempo? You speed it up with defensive pressure, that you allow your defense to create offense for you. And that's going to be the goal of Margaretta, to try to get Willard playing faster than they want to play tonight and use their defense to get some easy baskets offensively. And they will not only get easy baskets just from scoring layups, but as we saw, shooting 44% from three, that's going to be tough to defend because you can see by that percentage they got several guys that can knock down open threes.
There is the freshman in the starting lineup now for the Flashes as they get set to take the floor here. Big night for both teams. Margaretta, as I mentioned, right now they're in the driver's seat in the SBC Bay Division, looking to repeat as champions. And this could go a long way to getting it done if they can go to 5-0 in the league tonight. And a great
student section by Willard, which talks a lot about the tradition of Willard basketball over the years.
Opening tip off the back tap. It's one into the hands here of Aiden Miller, and he'll give off to Judah Keller, 3-year starter now in his junior season at the point.
And it looks like they're matching up on Washington man-to-man, and then playing a little bit of what you would call a diamond in one defense here. So a little bit of junk here to start, face guarding Washington. Somebody's got to step up and make jumpers, and right here, Judah Keller knocks down a three.
Yeah, it didn't take long, and you mentioned just how many guys from long range are really having a great season so far. Judah on the year right now, 37% from long range.
Yep. And that's not the highest on the team. So, and you can see defensive pressure here by the Polar Bears. And the Flash is trying to set up their half-court offense to make them work.
Nice drive by Hall. Pretty good pressure, and we'll get a foul here. So the Flashes will have an opportunity at the free throw line.
And Brian, that's what you're going to kind of see Willard try to do tonight. They're not going to really look to attack that pressure unless they probably got a wide open layup. You saw them there. They set their half-court offense, got a really good look at the basket, and then were able to get a second shot by getting to the offensive glass.
His first free throw attempted all season by Likens.
And you can't waste opportunities of missing free throws. So he goes 1 of 2 on that free throw.
From the corner, wide open. Comes off a little short. Hall with the rebound. Polar Bears send the trap.
Nice
Off the
move
dive
inside.
in, yeah, it was.
Just wasn't able to get it up.
This is their leading scorer, Mason Dawson. See if they can get it back to him.
Well, you can see Margaretta's trying to speed the pace up here by playing man-to-man and then actively looking to trap the basketball. And Willard showing good patience there, but forces a turnover here. Now they've got transition and Washington going to the basket.
Yeah, he's got such great hang time. Absorbed a little bit of contact and puts it in for his first 2 of the night.
Willard's first turnover of the night. See, Willard's showing a lot of patience here of getting the ball across the half-court line. And Coach Bedingfield takes a timeout, I think, to avoid a 10-second count here.
Yeah, it was getting pretty close, about 8-9 count. As we'll take a home and kitchen supply timeout. Take one last look at that nice feed from Keller in transition. And then Washington, he's had multiple games this year. I follow him on Twitter where he's had 4 and 5 dunks. So Willard did good to at least just hold him without the big explosive fireworks.
But you can already see that Margaretta knows they don't want to get this to a possession game. They've already shown their full court pressure, but then even in the half court, they've really been active of just sending a guy to trap the basketball, especially when it goes to the wing, to see if they can create some turnovers with their defense to get quicker transition offensively. So a battle of paces right here as we start this basketball game. And again, they immediately trap the inbounds pass.
Do get a clean look from the corner, but it's a little bit short there from Jake Rothar. Another freshman in the lineup here for Coach Bedingfield. Slick ball movement for the Bears. And kind of a wild shot there, though, at the end from Tate Bailey.
That's a shot that Willard would like him to take.
Spinning inside, the freshman doing work on Washington.
Well, as you mentioned, Brian, he's really gained a lot of confidence here over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And you can see right there going at probably the best player on the floor, not afraid to attack him and made a really nice move with his left hand.
Keller backs it out. Now sets up the 3 ball, and that one lands in its home from Keegan Morris.
Second 3 of the night for the Polar Bears. And that's just what makes them hard to defend, is because they can stretch the floor with the ability of multiple players to make 3-point shots.
4 makes now in 11 games and half a quarter.
But again, Willard they're going to show patience here. They're going to try to run the various sets that they have and really try to get a great look at the basket.
From the high post, Dawson kicks it out to the corner now. Willard being really deliberate here at the offensive end.
Got to hold inside.
It's going to be the second foul against the Polar Bears on the lob over the top. First on Tate Bailey. He'll check out. So a couple fresh bodies out there for Coach Keller. Jackson has it poked away, and look out. Here comes Washington in transition, and the two-handed throw down.
And those are the turnovers that Willard cannot afford to have, live ball turnovers. And Washington almost gets another one. Deflection here, another turnover.
This time left hand, Nolan Wiley. So quick 4 points in about the last 15 seconds. For Margaretta, it's Keller gets a piece, the deflection. Now Washington straight to Rack City in the friendly roll. So a mini avalanche right now.
Yep, 3 straight turnovers have led to 3 easy baskets by the Polar Bears.
Dawson. Tough shot right there, back iron, rebound pushed out here by Wiley. And we'll get a foul on his way up the floor. Circle back, take one last look at that theft by Washington. Little hop step, and some guys just seem to float in the air a little bit longer. They defy gravity in some ways. That's what 14's done since he arrived on the scene here at
And Willard looking like they're trying to play a little bit of a matchup out of a 1-1-3 look.
Rebound off the front, Rothar. Now, nice move by Dawson.
I mean, Dawson's a guy that's got to kind of step up, be a scorer along with Jackson Hall tonight for the Flashes to have a chance here of success.
Here's Hall squaring up. Tough matchup with Washington on him, but he's not been afraid.
Well, the thing for Willard, they just don't have that one guy that can kind of beat you off the dribble. And they got to move the basketball. Great.
And just a little bit short with the offering there from Keller.
Great look, though, by Washington as Keller made the cut to the basket. And again, 1-2-2 here in the three-quarter court. Got to be really aware of Washington's length at the top of this.
Get a clean look from the corner. As Margaretta gets into their offensive attack. Another clean setup inside, and the lead swells to 13.
Got Tyson Bailey with that layup.
Flash is just a fraction off with some of these shots. As eventually I think we're going to get a tie-up. We do.
Yep. Going to be Margaretta, or it's going to be Willard basketball. So it looks like Margaretta's going zone on the baseline out of bounds play to see if Willard gets any quick look. Jackson Hall, he gets fouled. Good move.
Hall's definitely been impressive these last few weeks.
And, you know, baseline out of bounds are kind of special situations. You know, we talk about possessions, and it's important that Willard's going to get a chance to score on situations like baseline out of bounds. But Hall not able to knock down the first of 2 free throws here. Not able to get the second one. And again, those are situations you got to get those points.
Tapped out of bounds last by Willard.
Tyson Bailey with a little bit of a post up there, and Keller with a nice baseline drive to getting the basketball. Now it's baseline out of bounds here for the Polar Bears, and it looks like that Willard's going to be in zone as the Polar Bears set up in a box set.